Good morning, everyone. This is going to be all about probability and data management, our last series of lessons for the school year. So let's work through this. You may have completed this already, but I'm going to go through it and see if you got similar answers to what I did. Okay, so when we're talking about probability, the idea is you're trying to figure out what is the most reasonable or what's the most likely outcome or what's the possibility of things happening. Okay, so an example of this would be, okay, if I roll a dice, which is a typical six-sided dice, so that means there's numbers 1 through 6, what's the likelihood of me getting the number 1? Well, there's 6 pieces, there's 6 options, so my likelihood is 1 over 6. What's my likelihood of getting 7? Well, 0 out of 6 because there is no 7 on the dice. So when we're talking about probability and outcomes, what we're trying to understand is what is the possible outcomes and how likely is it for it to happen. Okay, so let's look at this one. So the spinner has 4 regions, so there are 4 outcomes. The spinner will land on blue, red, blue, blue. All outcomes are equally likely to happen. The spinner has 2 regions, so there are 2 outcomes. The spinner will land on either blue or red. The 2 outcomes are not equally likely to happen, though. So you can see that this one is obviously larger than this one. Therefore, this is more likely to happen. Even though there's only 2 outcomes, the way that those outcomes are able to happen are different. So let's look at this. Okay, so how many different outcomes are there when you roll a dice? Well, there's 6. Flip a coin. 2. Play chess with a friend. 2. I feel like there's 3 actually, technically. Either win, you lose, or you tie. So let's say 3. What are the possible outcomes of these spinners? The spinner lands in regions 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 outcomes. The spinner can land in 3 different regions. 3 regions, there are 3 outcomes. List all the outcomes that are even numbers. Okay, so let's see what even numbers are. 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 even numbers. Odd numbers, that means there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greater than 9. 1, 2, greater than 9, so that one's not included. So 3. You draw a marble from a box. How many different outcomes are there? Are the outcomes equally likely to happen? Okay, so this one there are 3 outcomes. This one there are 4 outcomes. Are they equally? Yeah, they're both. Yes. Yes. You spin a spinner. How many different outcomes are there? Are the outcomes all equally likely to happen? So there are 1, 2, 3. There are 3 outcomes because A, B, B, C. Are they equally likely to happen? No. A, there are 3 outcomes, and no. Go to this page. There are 4 equal regions in the spinner, so there are 4 equally likely outcomes. You can spin red in 3 ways. The probability of winning red is the number of ways of spinning red and the number of any spinning color. So it's 3 to 4. Okay, yeah. So then they start demonstrating that. Okay, so when you do this P and then in a bracket, this is the event that you're like focusing on. So this is the outcome that you're expecting to have happen, or that you're trying to figure out the probability of. This is all the different possible outcomes, and then this is the times that it could happen. Okay, so how many ways are there to draw a green marble? So we would do something like, let's do P, G, and draw a green marble is 1 over 3. Yeah. And this one, draw a marble of any color, P, A, 3 out of 3. Right? Because there's only 3 options, and I got 3 of them. Spin a green, P, G, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 of those. And there are altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spin any color, P, A, 8 out of 8. Okay. For each spinner, what's the probability of spinning red? Okay, so we have 2 out of 5, 1 over 2, 1 over 4, So what I'm doing right now, everyone, is I'm just counting how many times I see red. This one has 2 out of 5, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3. If the dart always lands on the boards, what is the probability of hitting blue? This is half, because there's 2 out of 4. This is 1/3. This is 2/6 or 1/3. Let's say that for either one. And this is 2 out of 8 or 1/4. Cut the spinner into equal parts to make all outcomes equally likely. Okay, so I'm going to do... So I think they want us to do this. Okay, so as long as there's the same amount of equal regions, then everything's equally likely to happen, but just not the actual outcome. That. Okay, P green, or P blue. That is 1, 2. 2 of 4, or 2 of 6, which is 1/3. This is P red is 1 of 3. Yellow, 1, 2. Oh, I can't do that. That's supposed to be yellow. 3 of 4. And this one is green. 1, 2, 3 of 8. Okay, I'm going to go to the next page. I think this is probably a good spot to stop. I'm going to do the next page right after this. Actually, no, this next page keeps going. Yep, my bad. This next page. Okay, this is a dice. List the regular numbers on a dice, 1 to 6. How many outcomes are there when you roll a dice? There are 6 outcomes. Sorry. List the numbers on the dice that are even. 2, 4, 6. How many ways can you roll an even number? 3 out of 6. Well, let's just say 3. There's 3 ways to roll it. What is the probability of rolling an even number? 3 out of 6 or half. List the numbers on the dice that are greater than 4, 5, 6. How many ways can you roll a number greater than 5? 2. What's the probability of rolling a number greater than 4? 2 to 6 or 1 to 3. How many match each net for a dice to the correct statement? Okay, so we have all these different numbers. This first one right here, there's only 1 5 here. And so that means it's 1 to 6. So that's D. The probability of rolling 4 is half. 4, that's C. The probability of rolling an even number is half. This one? No, not that one. 1, 2, 3. That one, A. And the last one is B. Write a fraction that gives a probability of spinning the letter A. Okay, that would be, this one's 2 out of 5. The letter E is 1 out of 5. A consonant is 1, 2, 2 for 5. The letter C, 1 through 5. A vowel, 3 to 5. The letter that appears in the word Canada. So 3 of 5. Claire says the probability of rolling a 1 on a dice is 1 to 6. The probability of rolling 5 is 5 to 6. Emma says the possibilities. Who's right? Well, Claire. Oh, wait, no, Emma. Emma, because she understands probability. Good job, Emma. Way to go. All right. And then I'll do the next page after